Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tenor. It is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday, babe? It's Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. So that's an interesting number there, 12424. We have some interesting time relationships and with price on the Qs, but I haven't been here in some time. I've made a video in almost a week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the horn with the large tech stocks, VIX, and all the indices. And I'll even throw in Bitcoin. We'll go pretty quick with these. I just want to give you the visual, what I think is happening, and that today is potentially an actual top in the market. Now we do have the 26 as another relationship, but we're going to be eyeing today being a possible top in the market. So if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Tenor logo and subscribe. And thanks everybody for all the support with the likes. All right, so let's start on SPY on the daily time frame. We'll go around the horn, and then we'll spend a little bit more time on Qs, the triple Qs on the lower time frame and the Elliott wave count. Okay, so we have this upper trend line. We have a few touches here, and we're at that point as well right now with somewhat of like a hangman doji if the market ends like this. Also, we have a channel drawn from the two lows here, a possible low for a B and another possible B, depending on how you count this. But two significant lows has the same relationship with the highs here. It's just a little bit underneath. Could be considered an overthrow, or I could redraw it just a little bit. But either way, it's in that zone. So that's just a relationship here for SPY. Let's jump into the VIX futures. I put the VIX futures on Twitter yesterday, and all I wanted to show was that we had a large move, and we had the expiration here, a pullback, three-wave pullback. Consider that a flag type action. And then we broke out from that flag, and we're back testing. So at this point, we're getting a possible reversal doji here, which would coincide with that possible reversal on the SPY. Now looking at instead of the VIX futures, from the VIX here, we're still within this channel. We're in this real consolidation zone. After moving up, we consolidated for a little bit, had another move. I would consider that an A, B, C move for a larger A. We're getting a reversal here, and we're right at support. So if I drew a line underneath here, you'd see that we're at a good support area, and you see we're getting a potential reversal off of this zone here. Now we do have some economic news coming up tomorrow. We have Friday before the FOMC on next Wednesday. We also have tech stocks starting to present their earnings. So we have Tesla tonight. We'll see what happens there. With these potential reversals, I wouldn't, it's unpredictable what the earnings are going to do, but it's just, I don't want to speculate on the earnings, but if we do have a lower earnings reaction on Tesla, that could be a real, indicator that that we have a reversal in. Now, all the other tech stocks could be weak and have their reversals while Tesla's up. So we'll see what happens. Anything can happen into FOMC, but let's continue on with IWM. Small caps, it's pretty obvious. We're right at the channel top again. Fake breakdown, back testing. I do think we have just a little bit of room if there's some sort of ending diagonal lift here. But if we start getting above the 200 area, then we'll probably have to reconsider what's happening with the small caps and the market overall. Because as a bear, we're looking at this being a retracement, we head lower. As a bull, we're looking at this downtrend line holding, and we continue to the upside. DIA. All right, so we have new all-time highs here. We just have this triangulation. We're up here. We had a reversal off of it, kind of back testing. Nothing's wrong with the chart. We just have a large wedge, ascending wedge. And so we're still above the 8 EMA and still bullish. But with all the, I'm not showing the indicators today because nothing's changed. There's all sorts of bearish divergence, negative divergence on just about every single indicator that I have. So we're looking at some sort of reversal at sometime soon here. Like I said, the last video, we were giving it about a week and a half, and that's going into FOMC, and I still stand by that. BITO's the ETF for Bitcoin. I don't have a whole lot on this chart, but what we did get was our retracement and what we think is an impulse move. And then I think we're going to get our retracement for this move, that this is an impulsive wave one. We get some sort of retracement here and we continue lower, meaning that Bitcoin is leading the market. Bitcoin already got its reversal. We'll see if that is a leading indicator for the market to also follow. You can see all the VIX products are starting to rise. The near term 9-day, you have the NASDAQ VIX, you have the volatility of the volatility, that's the VVIX here, which is also indicating that something is coming up. And we do have those events that we're talking about next week and going into this week, into Friday. I think we have the PCE that the Fed looks into, so that'll kind of give us a head start on what we should expect from the FOMC next week. We have Apple. We're just in this huge range. This is possibly the top here. An initial move down. We did count that as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move. And now we're retracing, deep retracement, almost to the 90% retracement. But we're still holding trend. We're still above the EMAs, the 8 EMA. We'll see what happens there. Amazon, this wedge we have forming here. This could be a possible top from here if you don't use the wicks. You can go directly right to the top there where we have some sort of hangman doji, some sort of reversal doji there. But it doesn't matter what the candle is. It gives us an indication that there might be a reversal coming, but we need confirmation. So just keep that in mind. This may be a hangman doji or hammer or whatever you want to call it, but we need a actual candle tomorrow to confirm either a gap down or some sort of red candle to confirm that this is a reversal pattern. Meta, same thing. You see all these wedges forming. We connected to two tops here, and we're almost there. We're just a couple points underneath. Does it have to make it up there? No, not necessarily. It's just another point of reference. And then after, this is the former all-time high. So if we get underneath the 380, which is also where the 8 EMA is, that would be very bearish. That would confirm our reversal. Google, same thing. Wedge forming, a larger wedge. We had two wedges drawn in here before, but after this continued to rise, we just made this one larger wedge here, almost to all-time highs. We're just underneath there. So if price action needs to go just a little bit higher, we do have room to go. So just a point of reference that we're really, really close. And we're forming this larger wedge here on Microsoft. Again, you don't have to use the wicks there, and that brings us really close. Otherwise, you have a little bit more room to go, but still forming this rising wedge. Tesla earnings tonight, so I don't expect much. We thought we were going to get a bounce out of that, but nothing quite yet. There's some. It doesn't matter what the indicators say at this point. After earnings, we'll see if we gap up, gap down, or no change at all. NVIDIA has just been skyrocketing. This play here, we saw this channel all the way back to. Let's see if we can pull this up. Let's see if we pull the monthly max here. Okay, so this channel dates all the way back here to about 2000. Let's call it 2007. Then you had the 2008 crash. From that point, also to the reference at about 2021, where we had the Corona crash there into the point of control. In log scale, if this point of reference is correct, then we're actually above the channel. We'll see how that ends on the monthly time frame, because that could easily form a wick if we have a fake break there. So that gives us another point of reference to see what's happening with this stock. It's just been on fire. And we took the channel that we have here and we used the measured move. Use the extension tool from top to bottom and from the breakout point. So we had that 100% right where the channel was. That's about that 595 to 600 area. We thought we might have got a reversal there. We did not. We're at the 620 area at that 127.2% extension. And then we have the 161% extension right around that 650 to 660 area. So that would be our next point if the market wants to continue to move higher, led by NVIDIA. And lastly, we're going to go to the Qs, and then we're going to work down to the 65 and see what's happening on the lower time frame and on the Elliott wave pattern. So after this huge move, we back tested this downtrend, this pivot here, and then we had just that rip to the upside. Now, if we use this as a point of reference up here at this pivot, just adjusting it so we touch the tops here, we're just coming into it. So we're just below it, just by a point. And so that would be our rising wedge here, forming just like all the other despite Tesla's price action, all the other large tech stocks. And so we're kind of looking for that reversal right off of here. You could have a throw over. It's possible. But we are counting this to where we're just about ending this move. If we go to the Elliott wave, we just have this counted to where we have a new top here, and that would be the all-time high. That top there, really nothing to talk about on this one. That we made all-time highs. If we get our reversal here, we're talking about this being a major top. And if we go to the 65-minute, at 65, we can draw the tops here. See if those line up, and you have just a little bit more room to the upside before we get to that point. And if we have a couple different ways we could count this, but we were looking at this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That doesn't really work out if you have this. Let's go to the Elliott wave so we can use our tools here. Now, if this wave 3 cannot be the smallest wave, so this is how we have to count it. We have the 1, 2, 3, and then this has to be a sideways triangle, symmetrical triangle, and then our wave 1 has to start where that triangle possibly is ending there, and then we have our 100% up here. So we're still safe for this to be called a wave 5, but so we have up to about that 435 area. But I want to keep in mind that we have to have this as a triangle in order for that to work. If we start looking at this as a wave 1 into a wave 2, and then 3 ending up here, 4, 5, then that would exceed the wave 3, and we'd have to recount. Something would be wrong here. We'd have to redo this whole thing. But to me, this is an impulsive move. That's one wave in itself. And I think price action is kind of getting a little bit weaker, with the wave 3 being smaller and then a wave 5 being smaller at that. So we're gonna keep this as a sideways triangle to keep the structure intact. And we have an A. You have to have a 5-point triangle here. So A, B, C, and then a really small D, E to end that triangle. And that's where we get the lift off there for a wave 1. Pull back for wave 2, larger wave 3, and yesterday we had our wave 4, and we gapped up to just about complete wave 5, possibly. Now, these red references here, that's a time reference. That's a low to low to high. So we have that, and we do have a one on the 26th as well. And we also have this triangle pattern. The measured move would be ending around this 100%. It doesn't have to end, but that's just a good relationship that we have right here, right now. So this could possibly, I know that the price action is moving just a few points above, just about 1 point above, but that's fine. That possibly could mark the major top. We'll see what kind of catalyst we get from Tesla. If Tesla, helps the market reverse, or the economic indicators that come out in the morning, that could possibly be. But we're looking for these negative divergences on the all time frames to start to play out, and we'll see if we have our top today. Now, if we don't, we do have a few more days. Like I said, going into FOMC. FOMC has a tendency to either exaggerate a move or as a point of reference for reversal. So just keep that in mind. We have FOMC going to next week, but I do think we possibly could have a top today. That's why I'm putting this video out. We'll get another one out tomorrow to follow up on what happened with price action and with Tesla. All right, thanks for joining us here at Option Center. Don't forget to like the video. We'll talk to you tomorrow.